Hey, what's good YouTube? Target here and welcome to another episode of Design and Manage, my city Skylines and Modded Let's Play series. On the last episode we have finally completed the pathway network layout of the new road layout that you see on the bottom part of the screen, and today we are finally going to start zoning some buildings in it. So without further ado, let's jump back into action. Okay, so the first thing that we can see is that we're having a massive death wave throughout our city. This is something that we did not have for quite a while, but now it seems to be happening. But anyway, let's not pay too much attention to that and let's start zoning some buildings. So I want to start off with commercial. So I already know that this side of the avenue is going to be commercial, so let's zone this. There we go. I will not want to zone anything on this avenue because there's no way out, pretty much. So this is pretty much the access avenue from the highway and I want to keep it zone free. And we can even add some pathways to prevent zoning so that we don't do anything accidentally. So and by the way, let me just pause the simulation and let's put a pathway over here. Let's connect it back to this area and we can zone it all the way over here. Okay, perfect. I have put a pathway all along this avenue, and before we start zoning some residential over here, I think I am going to go into our policy tabs and I'm going to set this to high-tech housing area, just like we've done on the southern part of the districts on the last episode. But I think I want to apply that particular policy to both these districts up on the north, because these districts are going to be dedicated for low-density residential, and we do not have any portion of our city with high-tech housing on low-density residential. So this is something to try out right now, something to mix things up. And now that we have that, we can start filling this area with some residential. So let's just do it. Okay, so as you can see, I went all out with the zoning and hopefully that will not be a problem. But anyway, I think I'm gonna put some commercial right next to this central area because it has quite a wide coverage, and I think I'm gonna expand it all the way over here. Okay, pretty cool. And now we can fill the rest with some more residential. Let's try it out. Okay, and now we just have to unpause the simulation and watch all of this grow. Okay guys, so while we wait for the buildings to grow in this area, we can start and enable some facilities. So I think I can enable this cemetery right now because we're having a massive death wave and we can use it to clear up the dead bodies. And I think we can enable these things. No, we're gonna keep them for now. I'm just gonna enable the elementary school because education is something that we need to get off our backs as soon as possible. And I'm also going to enable the metro station. So there we go. Oh, and by the way, speaking of metro, a lot of you guys called me on this. It seems that I have forgotten to replace some subway lines right next to the university. Let's see if I can find it. Where is that university? Oh, it is. Yeah, here we go guys. I completely forgot about this, so let's just replenish them. And there we go. And thank you for warning me about this. But anyway, going back to this location, now that we have some buildings growing over here, I think we can start adding some bus lines. So let's do it. Let's add a bus line over here. And I don't know, shall we start with this area? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, here we have it, a very healthy circular bus line, and now I think I want to do the same covering this part of the layout. So we need to find a way of going to the other side, and I think I'm going to start over here. I am gonna come all the way over here and at the stop right about here. Now we can, and we should, go back. Let's make a stop over, how about over here? Now another one over there and here, and let's just cover the entire layout with this. And perfect, there we go. And these bus lines are now taking people from their homes to the metro station that will take them to every single corner of the city. So that's pretty cool. And by the way, let's see how our pathways are being used. It seems that we already have some people using the pathways that we have done. And yeah, there we go. Not a big number of people, but quite a few already. So that's pretty cool. And this will only improve as I place some new buildings. Okay guys, because we have such a high demand for commercial, I think we can move from our low density residential district to the bottom part of the layout, and we can start zoning some high density commercial. So let me just pause the simulation for a little bit, and I am gonna zone commercial all along this avenue, and I'm gonna zone all of this with some commercial. So let me see. No, I don't want commercial over here. I want commercial here, and I also want commercial all the way over here in this area. So there we go. And I think I'm also going to place some low density commercial all along the avenue, between the avenue of course and also the highway. I'm not sure about these 1 block wide stores, but we'll see how they look. I also think I'm gonna expand the commercial layout. I think I'm gonna make it a bit wide, so all of this can be commercial, high density commercial. There we go. And now we can start placing some areas with offices. So let's see, how do I want to do this? Well, first and foremost, I need to place offices, not offices, but commercial all along the avenue, because avenues have a high influx of traffic. So there we go. And I also want some commercial over here and also over here. Perfect. I'm not gonna zone anything here because this is going to be the park. And I also have very few access points to the elevated pathway network, so that's something that we can address right now. I should make a few more connections. There we go, perfect. And maybe I should, no, there we go. We can have a big store over here, but this one looks really bad, so let's take care of it. And I think we can also make an access point over here. So if I can grab it, so 1 point over here, let's just do it on the sides, and another one over here. Okay. And now finally let's move on to offices. I am not going to go overboard with this. I'm just gonna make a small office block over here and also another small office block over there. And I am going to enable these metro stations. And we are going to watch this thing develop. Oh, and by the way, of course, I cannot forget about power. That would completely mess this thing up, so let's just try and not destroy the pathway while making a temporary connection. Ah, and look at that. Look at people using the metro directly to the pathway network. Perfect. And it seems that we already have some people crossing the railway through the elevated pathway that we have made. So this is really great to see. I really like it. And perhaps we can optimize this a little bit better. Oh, and look at this. This is a problem, isn't it? Why is this not connected? I thought I had connected it, but apparently I did not. So yeah, there we go. Hopefully now everything will run much smoothly. But I was speaking about optimizing the pathways. Perhaps we can make a connection here. Let's just see how this thing will work. Well, we already have one over here, so perhaps that's not really necessary, but we can definitely make one here. So there we go. And perhaps I can make another one here and design this thing over here in the middle and turn it into a custom park, or at least place some trees in the future. We'll see about that. But now that we have this thing rolling, let me just add a few bus stops to fix the public transport situation. So I want to make a stop directly from the metro station, and I want to bring it all the way. Let's see, let's make a stop right at the cul-de-sac, bring it all the way over here, and let's also bring it to this part of the layout. And another stop over here, another one here, another one here, and finally wrap it back. Now let's do another one that covers this area and brings it to this metro station. So let's start over here. Alright, I think this is a pretty good coverage. Going back to our residential area, we can see that it has developed quite a bit more with the placement of all that commercial and industrial. I think it's now a good time for us to enable the high school. There we go. And I don't know, perhaps we can start focusing on parks regarding this area. First and foremost, let me check the evolution levels of this. So I will have to educate a lot more citizens, so this is something that will come in time. But for the time being, we can start enabling the parks. So let's see, what do we have here? How about we put a large playground right in the middle of this thing, perhaps here. No, let's make it pretty central. Let's place it here. There we go. And perhaps we can put another one on the other side. So how about over here? Now let's mix things up by putting a carousel park perhaps over here. There we go. And I also want to put a dog park. Let's place it right on the edge. There we go. And perhaps we can put one of these snowman park right about over here in the corner. How about that? Let's just place it. And I still have some room for parks, so I can totally grab my custom made park and put it here, and put it also on another area, perhaps stacked with this one. How about that? Maybe over here. Okay. And we can also cover this area because we are needing it. So maybe let's see, let's put another one of these snowman park right about here. Okay, and I think we're pretty much covered. Now we can go south and do pretty much the same thing on our newly built residential and office block. So I think I will want to invest in some plazas here. I think I want to start off with a plaza right about over here because it fits very well. So that's it. And I think I'm going to stack it with another one of those plazas right about over here. Okay, pretty cool. Let's just design this thing. And perhaps we can even grab some unique buildings. I have this CN skyscraper, which I can put right about over here. Okay, and let me just design this little block and let's see how it looks, shall we? You know what, I think I want to make it face this area. I think it looks better. Yeah, there we go. Now we can add some more high density commercial right about over here. Okay, and we need to check out how that thing goes. And we still have some more demand for parks, so let's try and figure that one out. A few episodes ago we have unlocked this particular building, the Ice Hockey Arena, and initially I thought about placing it in the Leisure Island, but I think I want to place it on this location. So I've already selected a place for it. I think I want to place it right here, and for that I need to make some damage on the current roads. So I need to delete all of these roads and place this thing right about over here. Let me just check it out. Yeah, look at that, I like it, pretty cool. And I've also noticed I messed up some bus lines, so that's something I need to take care of. So let's delete this line. Perfect. And now let's rebuild the road layout, or perhaps I can even keep it like this. Yeah, maybe I can have this blank area. I just need to rebuild the pathway network, so let's make a path that wraps around this building. So there we go, and perhaps I even want to bring it right through the middle, like this. And yeah, we can keep it like this. Perhaps I can even add another junction here, and there we go. Pretty cool. Let's check out the leisure situation in this area. I think we have it pretty much covered. Now I just have to add a few more buildings over here. We don't need this power line anymore because everything is connected with power, so let's get rid of it. Oh, actually I still need some connection to the cemetery, so there we go. And I think I am going to put another one of these skating rinks perhaps around this corner to cover this area. Either that or this curling park. What looks better? I think this one has a nice coverage, so let's put it right here. And there we go, we brought some more coverage to that area. And perhaps we can complement it with a skating rink right next to it, just to add some more leisure to this area. Perfect, this area is almost green. Perhaps now I just need another one of these parks that I can put, how about here? There we go. And now we can add a pathway that will connect this road to this layout. So over here. Okay. Now that we have some zoning in this area, I think I want to enable this metro line. And I am also going to make another bus network that connects people to this metro line. And for that, I am going to start a line over here, and I'm going to bring it all the way around our city. Perfect, I think that's going to be more than enough. And now let's just enable this metro station. And now people should start using this metro station as well. Oh, and before I forget, I have also unlocked this building, the Plaza of the Dead, which is very fitting of this city, and I definitely want to place this. So before I forget, I'm going to place it right off the bat. And I know that I will want it to be in this location, very accessible location, so let's put it there. And let's just turn it off for the time being, because we are not zoning anything over here yet. Okay, so now is a good time for us to check on the traffic of the new layout. So let me just check out the situation. And as you can see, on the low density residential, everything seems to be running pretty smoothly. This is actually amazing. There's no traffic whatsoever. It seems that most people are using the public transport. And I also think, yeah, there we go, a lot of people using the pathway. So this was definitely a very nice addition to the city. I know that some of you guys don't like it, but as you can see, it works. There's no doubt about it. But let's check out the traffic in the bottom part of the city. So our arterials have quite a bit of color, but as you can see, there's no traffic issues whatsoever in this side of town. But perhaps when I add some more buildings, this will change, but for now, I'm pretty satisfied. Before I wrap up this episode, I would like to address a couple of topics. First and foremost, I was offered a DLC by one of you guys. Ben actually bought me the high-tech buildings for the content pack creator, which is a DLC that unlocks a multitude of buildings. Let me just see if I can find some examples. So we have this thing over here, the Robotics Institute, for example. We also have the Space Shuttle, what's the name of it? Launch site, again, which is a very cool building with a rocket ready to be launched. And there's quite a variety of buildings to be used and enhance the city. So I really like that present. So thank you, Ben. I really appreciate it. there's actually one of the buildings that I want to place right now, which is the faculty. So if I hop to the education tab, I have a building over here that is unlocked with that particular DLC, which is the faculty. And I think I'm going to put a couple of them next to the university just to make things a bit better, and also to enhance this area as an education center. So I think I'm going to place 2 universities, one next to each other. So yeah, there we go, perfect. And now that you're on this topic, I want to reward Ben for giving me this DLC, and the best way for me to do that is by naming a district after him. So I'm going to name the educational district after him. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to name it Ben's district. I know, I'm very original with my district namings, but I think that's more than enough. Okay, so once again, thank you, Ben, for the present. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let's move on. Oh, and by the way, speaking of DLCs, we have a new DLC coming out today. Not today, but this week, the October 23rd. A new DLC, a new major DLC will be released for Cities Skylines, which is Cities Skylines Industries, which focuses on, just as the name suggests, on industries. And I still don't know if I'm going to make something special regarding that DLC. Oh, and by the way, we're having a forest fire, as usual. Yes, I don't know if I'm going to make dedicated videos for that DLC, but I'm definitely going to implement some of its features in my city. That DLC focuses a lot on natural resources, and so far that's something that I haven't been exploring that much in this city. I don't even think I have a lot of resources available. I have some oil over here and also some ore, but I think those are things that I'm not going to explore. I have, however, a farming district on the initial island where we started our city. So one of the things that I can probably do next week on the next episode is take on that new DLC and completely remodel this entire area and use the features of the new DLC to completely reshape and transform this farming area. But again, that's a material for another episode. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. We have finally managed to start zoning on this new layout after 3 episodes, and I hope you have enjoyed this progress. On the next episode, we are probably gonna take a break from this, and as I've said, we're gonna try to touch on the features of the new DLC, so be on the lookout for that. If you enjoyed this video and want to follow the development of this city, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already to get notified every time I post a new video. But that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, have fun!